Here to help make sense of all of this is my friend from the great state of Arkansas, Senator Tom Cotton, who sits on Judiciary and Intelligence and the Armed Services Committee. He also served in uniform as the author of a couple of different books, but one coming out in November called Only the Strong. All right, Senator Cotton, if you are president, and you may be one day, how do you balance the need for Saudi Arabia as an ally with the killing of a journalist? How do you balance those?
Well, Trey, the Saudi government and the Trump administration addressed the regrettable killing of Jamal Khashoggi 4 years ago. What we have to realize, though, is that Saudi Arabia has been a partner for 80 years. Are they a perfect partner? No, but no one is. And if we only took perfect partners, Trey, we would have no partners or allies. It's a dangerous world out there. It's not a church picnic. We take our allies where we can find them. Saudi Arabia, like some of the other Arab nations, have been reliable allies against Iran, which still to this day chants death to America. And for 80 years, American presidents of both parties have figured out ways to work with Saudi Arabia. Joe Biden comes along, though, and says he's going to treat them like a pariah and ostracize them. And it's not surprising that he didn't accomplish much on this trip for that reason. I hope he can find a way to work with the Saudi government going forward as it works ever more closely with other friends we have in the region, like Israel, to try to stand up to Iran's campaign of terror and imperial aggression. It would make us all safer.
All right, Senator, you mentioned Iran. I'm going to play for you what President Biden said about Iran and then get you to react on the other side.
You'll ensure Iran would not acquire nuclear weapons. Does that also mean, sir, that you would use force against Iran? Is that what that means?
That was the last resort, yes.
What does that mean? I mean, if reporting is correct, Iran is already nuclear capable. You're on intel, I'm not. I don't know if that reporting is correct, but there's a reporting over the weekend, Iran's already nuclear capable. So now what?
Yeah, Trey, the contrast between Saudi Arabia and Iran is a good one. There's a simple difference between those two countries. Saudi Arabia is pro-American. Iran is anti-American. And Joe Biden, from his earliest days in the Senate in the 1970s, has been a blame America first Democrat, as Gene Kirkpatrick, Ronald Reagan's great United Nations ambassador, called them. He and other Democrats like him always blame America first, and they side with so many of the resistance nations around the world that they think are standing up to American power. That's why Barack Obama, that's why Joe Biden has been conciliating with Iran for the last 15 years, even as on both Barack Obama's watch and now Joe Biden's watch, they've let Iran rush towards a nuclear weapon. And as you said in your intro, Joe Biden may be willing to let Iran be just one wrench turn left of a nuclear weapon. I suspect that Israel is not. And whoever wins their elections later this year, I suspect would have the united support of the people of Israel and its new government, and not a few Arab nations as well, if it has to take military action against Iran. And that's probably a lot more credible threat to the Ayatollahs than Joe Biden finally and begrudgingly saying that he would use military force to stop Iran from getting the bomb.
Yeah, you mentioned Saudi Arabia as an ally. Israel is one of our staunchest allies, as you well know, having served in uniform and serving in all the committees you serve on. Senator Tom Cotton from the great state of Arkansas, thank you for joining us on a Sunday night.
Thank you, Trey.